Ladies and gentlemen, my name is LaRon McAdoo, and I am with Foreign Tongues. And yes, this is the Go In Poet Arkansas Youth Poetry Slam. It's an annual performance poetry competition for youth. Now, Foreign Tongues is a group that's been doing the Go In Poet for about 7 to 8 years. So it's something that we've been doing in the community for a little minute. This is a contest, a competition about performing words. So there's no props, no musical accompaniment, anything other than the words or your movement in your body is not admissible. All poems all poems must be original and written by the individual slamming. Plagiarism will disqualify a poet. Memorization is not required, but strongly recommended. The time limit is 3 minutes. After 10 seconds, there will be a zero point 0.1 time penalty. There is no censorship of your content. However, we encourage our participants to go by a PG guideline. There will be 5 judges. I'll tell you who all the judges are, and the 5th one is a doozy. They will judge from 0 to 10, except for our special judge, 10 being the highest, of course. Decimal points are encouraged. Order of the poets was determined randomly, and that's already been established. And the scores will be read from lowest to highest at the end of the whole bout. And we'll do that after I introduce our judges. In no particular order, our judges are Chris the Journey James. He has talked to Congress. He's been awarded entrepreneurship awards. He does life coaching. He's an author of several books. He does all kind of great things in the community. He's currently working on a movie in Atlanta. That is Chris the Journey James, Foreign Tongue member. We have Drika Morning. Drika Morning is part of the Little Rock School District School Board. She's part of the Arkansas Arts Council. She is someone who's initiated events on the high school, college, and community level. She is an activist. She is part of a group called The Movement, and she is very much involved with young people's lives and how they create and write through her programming and through her modeling and experience. Next, we have Coffee Davis. She is someone who's directed and written movies, directed and written plays, starred in movies. She is a poet. She slammed with the Slam team and brought Foreign Tongues to another level. And yes, she too, like everybody else that's judging, except for our special guest, is a Foreign Tongues member. Last but not least, from Foreign Tongues, we have True Poet. True is one of the best writers in the state of Arkansas. I would argue the region and the nation and even the world. He is a wordsmith. He's also an author. He's someone who does personal training, and he also is a slammer who competes at every level and does great things. And he allowed us as a team to be nationally known for our poetry. Thank you. And that is Foreign Tongue member True McCoy. Our last judge will be the public. This will be our viewer's choice judge. So what you need to do, you need to go on to Facebook, Little Rock Love on Facebook, and that is where you can message the person, the contestant, the poet that you think won the contest. Once again, go on Facebook to Little Rock Love, and you can enter a message of the poet that you think won the contest. Now, on to the competition. The judges have already seen all of these and logged their scores. Now, Let's get on with the competition. First, there will be a sacrificial poet, Sierra Dillard, magnifying glass. Then we will have Layla Harding. I have two black brothers. Jay Starkey, Mama, I'm Tired. Keith McGee, A Poet's Interlude. Victory Jackson, the greatest actors of all time. Those will be our contestants, and you will see what they do. Then we have Jay Slim, The Righteous, Jordan Lee, CEO, Q Squared, and Abstruth, and Jim. Be looking out. Great show ahead. Okay, let me give you a little history of slam poetry. All right, so in Chicago, they would have poetry readings at coffee galleries and bookstores. Here, there used to be a thing called bookstores where you would go into a corner bookstore and just read a book from a shelf and then possibly buy it. But anyway, you would go into these places and they would have poetry readings, and you would have these stuffy old academicians, collegiate ivory tower types that would come in, and they would read the poetry, and it would be very boring. Sometimes it would be very long. And he said, man, I don't like that. I want to slam that. I want to make it exciting. I want it to be competitive. I want it to be just about the words, but also the body and the performance of it. He looked at that and said, man, let's change this to a competition. So now slam poetry has a competitive edge to it, where you get 5 random judges. It may be somebody that came in and got their favorite spirit or beverage at the bar, and you pick him, and then it may be a lady up in the corner who's upset, and you just pick random people to judge this poetry slam, right? And you get 5 of those people. You make sure all the poets like the judges, and then you say, okay, you are judging from 0 to 10, just like in the Olympics, and encourage decimals, because decimal points allow for ties not to be as common. So anyway, you also have a sacrificial poet. This is somebody that the judges can look at and use that one as a measure for all the other poets. So they compare every poet to the sacrificial poet. That is the baseline. That is your North Star. You look at that sacrificial poet and you judge everyone from there. And so with that being said, we'll get into our sacrificial poet. The battle's about to begin with this first poet to be judged, the sacrificial poet, Sierra Dillard, magnifying glass.
Has that hair always been there? Or this spot on my cheek? How about those rude comments or that tone when I speak? There is nothing good that I can see. No one to hype me up, no one to lie to me. I felt so little. Isolation has brought a drought. Corona put me in a cage with no intention of letting me out. No need for yes man qualities, bluntness or tears. I mean, at the rate we're going, no one will need a friend for years. I mean, that's what I see. The people who dedicate their lives to others, the ones who make others laugh, the person everyone calls when they themselves are sad. How will I make it inside? No one to help, no feelings to hide. I'm so stuck in this routine. You could tell me something I just saw and I still think you lied. Isn't that pitiful? For me to finally notice, we've had to have states shut down, social distancing, and many lies from POTUS under a magnifying glass. I mean, I put myself there. I personally think it's time to focus on what I was unaware of, the things I was scared of, the me I did not want to know, under a magnifying glass.
Apply the poet, not the points, because the point of the poetry is not the points, right? So anyway, our first contestant to be in the slam is Layla Harding. I have 2 black brothers.
Hello, my name is Layla Harding, and my poem is called I Have 2 Black Brothers. I have 2 black brothers. One is the color of peanut butter, the other whose younger still clings to his mother. I worry for the day when those 2 black boys become black men. I know that the world is not kind, and then to have to explain that those that are meant to protect and serve may not protect them. To explain that the system they were born into was built to work against them, that me, mommy, and daddy can't always prevent them from being hunted down like an animal anytime someone resents them because their skin is too brown and their hair defies gravity, and tell them that the depravity of it all is that it does not matter that you are just a baby. Maybe if it did, Tamir Rice would have been gunned down by an officer for playing with his AK-40 Nerf gun when he was only 12. And here we are expected to shelve our feelings about the injustice in our communities, regardless of police impunity, but through it all, we show unity. And now the protests are worldwide, and the globe has exploded with Black pride, and we're all at home watching live because the revolution is televised. I pray that there is no need for another, and that from years of oppression we might recover, and that God will allow time for us to heal each other. I have 2 Black brothers.
Applaud the poet, not the points. Right. All right. So our second contestant is Jay Starkey. Mama, I'm tired.
Hello, my name is Jay Starkey, and this poem is called Mama, I'm Tired. There are 2 facts I would like for you to know. 1, I'm trying. Even as everything in me is screaming stop. 2, performing this and being vulnerable with you is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Mama, I love you. And I know these next few words will be hard for you to hear, but Mama, I am tired. And not in the sense that I need to take a nap. I'm tired in a way that causes some people to run up the staircase to heaven. And if I'm honest, I don't live for myself. I live for you and everyone that I love. Because if I were to give up and let the monster that is my own mind swallow me whole, you feel as low as I do, Mama, and I don't want that for you. I don't live for myself. And that is why basic things are hard. The monster reminds me every day I don't deserve even the smallest of things. Mama, I fight it just like you taught me to. Hell, I'm fighting it now. But Mama, I am tired. Tired of the mirrors because they cause the monster to yell ugly things. Tired of the lists, the never-ending lists that I have to make to keep my sanity. To remind myself I'm still in control. Tired of looking over my shoulder. I'm tired of the heartbreak of death. Tired of the grief that consumes me over and over. Tired of not having the motivation to do the things that I loved, that I still love. I'm tired of the feelings that the monster makes me feel that I'm not justified to have. I'm tired of insecurities and tired of pain. Tired of fearing irrational things, tired of tears. Mama, I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to stay afloat in the water that so desperately wants me to drown. Mama, I'm exhausted, and the water is to my ears now. I continue to fight though, Mama, for you. For those who come after me and wonder if anyone knows what it's like. What it's like to fight a beast you can't see, to fight a monster that knows you better than you know yourself. I fight so they can see what it's like to be me. What it's like to be me and survive.
All right. Our next contestant coming to the stage. Give it up for contestant number 3, Keith McGee, A Poet's Interlude.
A Poet's Interlude. Sometimes I think about what my future holds for me. Will it be the things I dream about or a path someone else wrote for me? These are my thoughts daily as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, where you see black males drop like flies and idolize the hoopers and rappers that's already successful. Like, why can't that be me? And every day I say, it's all God with an extra O. One day I see my net worth placed with decimals. But what's that without happiness? What's a dream like that to me? I know it's coming. I just move Godspeed and spit poetry for the ones who want to listen. A poet's interlude.
Oh. All right, now, our next contestant, number 4, Victory Jackson, the greatest actors of all time.
The Greatest Actors of All Time by Victory Jackson. Black women are often left out of history, but to their daughters, their existence and importance has never been a mystery. After doing extensive research for the last 17 years of my life, I found out that the greatest actors are not people like Leonardo DiCaprio, Denzel Washington, or Robert De Niro. They're often women of all various hues, and not just those who are white. The greatest actors known in mankind are black women. Mothers are the first actresses us daughters ever come to know. Their performances are Oscar-worthy, to tell you the truth. They play so many roles in our lives, especially in our youth. Mamas often weep at night, and the next morning go to work with a smile on their face, pretending that throughout the day, everything was okay. Pretending that the lights were on at home. Pretending that she didn't feel all alone in this big world of 7 billion people, but for some reason, she was invisible. The first lesson learned in a black woman's acting class is to masquerade, to paint a smile on your face, to move with grace, to don't be too firm, never raise your voice, don't draw attention to yourself, and don't make too much noise. Always remain humble and meek, because remember, you are a black woman, and an angry woman is not what others want to see. Your life may be in disarray, but remember, that's okay. Nobody cares anyway. You're an actor. Dry up those tears and get back on stage. The show must go on. You can address your own personal problems another day. Fix your hair. No afros, please. But don't forget to fake laugh when your coworker asks, "Is that a fake weave?" Be professional. We have the white man to appease. Keep your small talk to a minimum. Nobody likes a loud-mouthed black woman, but also be friendly so you won't be seen as rude and stuck up. It's not like black women have influenced the trajectory of American history. Who cares about Harriet Tubman? What did she achieve? An American abolitionist, the melanated people she freed? A black woman. And who cares about Miss Ida B. Wells and Nanny Helen Burroughs, important suffragists? Black women. And what about Daisy Bates, or Rosa Parks, or Coretta Scott King, Angela Davis? They were only civil rights leaders, but they were also black women. Michelle Obama, black woman. Kamala Harris, black woman. Maya Angelou, black woman. Alicia Garza, black woman. My mother, black woman. My grandmother, black woman. Me, black woman. Like I said, black women are the greatest actors. The scripts have always been written and carried on their backs. It's time to take back the history that has been ignored for too long. Give them their credit. They are simply the best. You want to prove it? Put them to the test and see won't they excel in every way. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, applaud the poets, all the poets, every poet, because what just happened was we have concluded the competition part of Going Poet, and we're about to move into another section. So you, as the audience, as a matter of fact, you've already chosen, the time limit is already up, but if you want to enter your vote for viewer's choice, you still have an option. All you got to do is go to Little Rock Love, Facebook, Little Rock Love. On Facebook, Little Rock Love, you will go into the message Little Rock Love, and give them contestant 1, Layla Harding, I Have Two Black Brothers, or 2, Jay Starkey, Mama I'm Tired, or 3, Keith McGee, A Poet's Interlude, or 4, Victory Jackson, the greatest actors of all times, and see if your vote matched up with the People's Choice vote that we've already tallied and will give you at the end of the whole ceremony. Now we're getting into the display portion. We are displaying some great poetry from the past from a lot of the poets that I've worked with as youth. Some of these videos are 10 years old or more. And we're going to start out with this one right here by The Righteous. It was done in the commemoration of the 60th anniversary of the crisis of Little Rock. The Righteous Poets, watch it answer. Now these young people right here are about to do a poem, and when you hear something you like, let me hear you snap your fingers. You can do that. Let me hear you say, Let me hear you say, ah. Let me hear you say, ooh. Ooh. I'm playing with you. You ain't got to say ooh. But all those other things you got to do. All right? Is that all right? If it's all right, say yeah. Yeah. Say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Introducing the Righteous Poets.
What do you call a campus with no principal? A staff with no moral faculty, no class in a classroom? Call it scholastic separatism and academic apartheid. Call it Central High School and watch it answer.
That was a 57 cancer. A student body acting as antagonist on stage 4. Discrimination was never true and he was there before the Tardy Bill, and bigotry was never absent. She responded to attendance with present, as if to say she will always be here.
Many pupils, but few eyes viewed the 9 as souls that fit fate, because students were blindfolded with hate. The teaching of the lesson is supposed to come before the test, but the 9 were tested to teach them a lesson. Under the wing of textbooks so foul, they were authored by Jim Crow, a curriculum perched from the Confederate flagpole, preaching the 3 R's: revisionism, rudeness, and resentment. The low marks for mistreatment and high marks for dark pigment left war rooms from each instant, but the 9 stood taller than a burning cross. What do you call Southern hospitality towards minorities? Call it terrorism, and watch it answer.
Remember, nation, no repeating lines of classmates. No cafeteria needed to feed the hate. Teens tutor and torture to increase disgrace. Scholars of scoring aspirations scratched to defeat your faith if you were one of the 9. One of the 9 said integration at any cost was too high a price.
Their assignment was lived through a clan-like aggression. Their homework was replace pain with repression. Their research was identifying their form of depression. Their instruction was help family without having all that blessing. Their course was exploitation by a do-gooder deception. Their experiment was dissect the separate but equal question. Their gym was exercising all the restraint they can imagine.
And you can't buy any of that back. What do you call what they paid insanity?
Call it post-traumatic school syndrome, and watch it answer.
The 9 were in social studies making a history that knotted up the timeline because GPA didn't stand for grade point average.
What does it stand for?
It was a typo meant to be GAP.
What's that?
Great American privilege, a gap to never be bridged, something found only in Negro dreams. Wake up and turn the PAG and add the E for returning. Because how long will you be stuck on page 9 when the 9 showed you how to turn to something higher?
What do you call something higher? What do you call mentorship only after troops? Or constant death threats? Or living through tricks and spit and kicks and pierce? Or better yet, what do you call your response to racism? Don't tell me. Your answer is in your action.
Give it up for the Righteous! Go in, poet. All right, now, this young man, he graduated a few years ago. Very, very energetic and active poet on the scene. Every time there was an event, he said, I want to go, I want to participate, I want to make a little money if it's an option. Jay Slim with Funny Poem.
Jacob Cunningham! So we're gonna do some poetry, but first I gotta introduce feedback. So, everybody know when you do poetry, you snap. So can I hear everybody here snap for me? All right, so we all just gotta eat, right? So I wanna hear everybody stand and say, Say, wow. Say, dang. That's called feedback. So whenever you hear a line that you like, or something that just made you feel some type of way, snap, say, whatever you know, let us know that we did good on that line. I'm gonna drop this mic because I like to use my voice. So I'm gonna drop this mic, and I like to use my hands. I'm gonna talk to y'all with my hands. All right, so I'm gonna do a funny poem, I guess. That's what I call it, the funny poem. Oh, gotta tell them about the line. All right, so in my poetry, I got a line. It's keep the crowd interactive. So the line is, I know y'all not on track, so I'm gonna be all a favor. I'm gonna take y'all back. See? So y'all say back, so y'all gotta be listening for that line. But we gonna practice because y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. I know y'all not on track, so I'm gonna y'all if ever gonna take y'all back. All right. Smart. All right. Now I was told to write a positive piece. Not a piece that talks negative stuff and call out the liars, but instead a piece that brings positivity and inspires. And it made me think, like, what makes you take your happiness off the shelf? And I can only think of one thing that makes me happy, and that's myself. So in case you haven't caught on to the tree, this is my positive piece, and it's all about me. Young, fine, educated, black, got a mind. Now when I say fine, I don't mean by the face. I say y'all looking great. I mean, I'm not the best looking brother, but that don't mean I can't get a girl to go with me at the fair. I mean, I'm getting these females and I don't even brush my hair. African hair is what I call it. I mean, when it comes to the brush, I'm a slacker. My hair's so nappy when I comb it, it sounds like firecrackers. I mean, I'm not good with the brush, I'm just keeping it real. My hair's so nappy, before I comb it, I gotta take a painkiller. And money? That's not the thing either. Chasing the bag for me is not the mission. I'm so broke, I can't even afford to pay attention. And I'm not getting no new shoes till around come taxes. I'm so broke, if someone tried to rob me, to just be practice. But if it's not money or the way I look, then what is it? I think it's the fact that they recognize that I don't slouch. I mean, they clearly see what's coming out my mouth, and they clearly see I'm like the seats in the couch. I know y'all not on track, so I'm gonna do y'all a favor and I'm gonna take y'all. I said they clearly see what's coming out my mouth, and they clearly see I'm like the seats in the couch. See, my rhymes are real strange and your brain's not arranged. I'm like the seats in the couch because I do nothing but produce change. This is my silver, I need that. My poetry good with mac and cheese and everyone on the side of that. Everybody on me not to see the rhymes that I pack. Ironic that I'm the future, but my poetry gives you flashbacks. See, I be writing poems in under 30 minutes without a rush. I come fresh like your breath after you brush. I treat these MCs/porns like orange soda. They can all get crushed. Y'all, I'm up here baking. Come on, I even got the seasons hating. See, summer's hating on me because what I spit is hotter than the sun. Spring's hating on me because I would never be sprung. Winter's hating on me because I'm colder than all. And the fourth season hating because I would never fall. See, my rhymes are real nice. I mean, they call this ice. The way my rhymes are up on, you never know what's coming. It's like you're playing in paradise. Okay. See, I'm up here giving y'all the word like it's coming out the Bible. I mean, when I spit this portion, just put it in subtitles. I know y'all not on track. So I'm gonna do y'all a favor, I'm gonna take y'all back. My rhymes are real nice. They cold as ice. The way my rhymes will look on, you never know what's coming. It's like you're playing in paradise. No, wait, the way my rhymes will look on, you never know what's coming. It's like you're playing with a pair of dice. I never lose sight while y'all blinking. I stay afloat while y'all sinking. I told y'all I'm the man. What in the world was y'all thinking? Thank you.
Oh, he always cracks me up. All right. Now, next on the list, this young lady is grown now. She went to Dillard, as a matter of fact, and she competed professionally as a slam poet, and very proud of her and very well known nationally as someone who does her thing. But this is when she was back in high school, Jordan Lee, and she's giving advice about middle school.
There you are, standing there at the bus stop with your bright face and your bright shoes and your new black backpack that makes you look like a turtle. Mom said it'd be cool to wear it on one shoulder, but I told you better. You're on your way to middle school, and that's what worries me. See, I remember the big kids, the really big kids who hit puberty at age 4 and know everything about the world that you don't yet. They'll make up stories and sell them to you like the gospel. Half of the time they're wrong. Sniffing Sharpies doesn't give you superpowers. Substitutes still have authority. Dum-dums don't make you stupid. Sex isn't mandatory. And I'm telling you this now so that you don't believe them. Don't believe that you're inferior. Don't believe that every face you see is a friendly one. Sometimes teachers will care about you, and sometimes they won't. When you make a mistake, apologize. When you miss the bus, don't cry. When they call you a nerd for making an A on a math test, ask them if they need tutoring. They'll call you white, ignore them. If you sit in the front row of the classroom, they'll talk about you. If you sneeze, they'll talk about you. If you play chess instead of basketball, they'll talk about you. If they find you all that important, let them talk. They'll tell you what to wear, they'll tell you how to dress, they'll tell you that rap is the only genre for you, and they'll laugh at you for liking rock. They'll call you white, ignore them. They'll tell you that braces would only make you uglier, get them anyway, because crooked teeth can be fixed while their stupidity will not be. Fighting is for the immature. They'll call you gay. Ask them if they know what that means. Ask them if curse words make them feel better. Tell the girl with too much makeup on that she's beautiful without it. Tell your teachers you'll try harder. Tell mom you'll wash the dishes. Don't bring your favorite toy to school, they'll take it. Too much money, they'll take it. Along with your self-confidence and your self-esteem if you let them. Don't be that kid. They'll call you weird, they'll call you white, ignore them. They'll call you white, ignore them. They'll call you white, ask them if they're colorblind. And remember that some things will never change. Ignorant kids become ignorant adults. Don't get dreads just because your friends have long hair. And remember, if you can survive middle school, you can survive anywhere.
This was high school writing, y'all. She killed that. All right, so now, as a way of getting everybody geared up for the 60th anniversary of the crisis, the youth poets, myself, Miss McAdoo, we did a media blitz, and we went to Power 92, when we went to Praise, and we also went to Koki. And so here are some fellas, CEO, Q Square, and God rest the soul of Abstruth, as they present this poem called Feelings. That's my boy right there. Traylon! Go ahead, fellas.
Pencils, check. Paper, check. Notebooks, check. Courage, check. Perseverance, check. Nonviolent mindset, check. 1957 was nowhere near heaven. Blacks with education was a threat, so they made sure we felt threatened. Ignorance was their strongest weapon, so when we were granted better schooling credit, non-adolescents came face to face with oppression. Set in right here in Little Rock, Arkansas. I feel
confused. I left Old Horse Man and I was heavy-hearted. Lasting friendships gone within an instant. I barely had enough time to say goodbye, but had just enough time to say hello as I picked up that phone.
I could kill you without even flinching.
Every night back at home.
Pick one, hanging or lynching.
Stop calling me. How did I get here? Big man on campus 1 second, black bullseye the next. Looking foolish, one heck of a fall from grace. At the time I was clueless. Mama said, we still part of the human race, and that's why I gotta do this. Even though at times I didn't think I'd get through this, and the prayers might not have made the glass less sharp. But the blood that ran from my body was that of a tiger. I couldn't see past my nose, but see what they didn't know was that when I bled black and gold.
I feel pressured. 1
point of view.
2 things you thought you knew. 3
birds got shot but still flew. I'm a prisoner of the pressure that I can find myself within, only to be held hostage, not only to myself, but to the vicious anger portrayed in everyone else. Walking down the hallway contorted with vicious cruelty, walking down the stairs as people continue to stare, and this is all just on the journey. Heading home, the oldest must still take care of his true duties. Wish I could just click my heels 3 times and disappear. Maybe that's my excuse for leaving after my junior year. The pressure had me down, yet I had these guys to help lift me up.
I feel anxious. I was just beginning to feel the heat. As summer ended, the pressure was all on me. The whole family, the whole race was dependent on me. I'm anxious because at this point, this is more than just going to school. I wake up at night in cold sweats because of dreams of death threats and missiles constantly aimed at my neck. I hope this pays off.
How am I helping?
My pops got laid off.
This is too overwhelming.
Oh, homie's calling me. So
am I ready for this blessing?
I gained strength from my older brother. The other day, he turns to me and tells me,
I look up to you.
And it meant so much because I'm the youngest. I'm just a baby.
Jeff, quit that talking crazy.
You continue to outdo me and amaze me.
It sounded great, but it didn't make anything easier. The attack still hurt. Kicks to the head got worse, and glass cuts were nowhere near perks, but it made my heart stronger, made my will last longer. I got past all my tears, kept my head through the lost year, and now I can say I'm a graduate. Mama,
don't cry no more.
Daddy,
don't cry no more.
We were ready, everything you could ever check for. With 3 small victories in this war, role models for future generations to push towards.
60 years and this is a war we still can't afford.
Blacks get set back every day.
It's unfair, but we can still celebrate the progress we all share. We're proud Tigers.
Can I get a roll call?
Ernest Green.
Terrence Roberts.
Jefferson Thomas.
Central Hoorah.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Last but not least, y'all. This right here be my last time. I've enjoyed it. We got one more poem to go. Oh, I forgot. After this poem, I guess I'll give the results. Anyway, so this may not be my last time talking to you, but I will conclude and then give the poem and then give all of the scores. My name is LaRon McAdoo, Ron Mac, the hip optimist, the main stick of Mr. Miscellaneous, a whole lot of crazy other names as well. So anyway, I've had fun. Be looking out. We got the results of this slam coming up after this poem right here. And this is a poem by my daughter. Man, she is so accomplished. She's done her thing, and now she's out. And she was the president of Righteous when she was in high school, and now she's the president of all other kind of creative and expressive clubs. Give it up for Jim, painting and loving with a twist.
Here's the poem. It's entitled "Painting and Loving with a Twist."
Okay.
The relationship was good. He never said the wrong things. He always did as he should. He never made me feel bad. And when I did feel sad, he always did all that he could. He was good to me. But it was too good. To me, it was too perfect. And I know that I deserved it. And I know that I was worth it. But if our love story were painted, it'd be oversaturated, too bright and too bold, too many warm colors, nothing even a little cold. He never roasted me. He never called me big head or said I acted like a lame little kid. He never made fun of my toes or joked about my clothes. Some things I don't like, but cute, harmless jokes, I like those. It may sound like I'm complaining for nothing, but the relationship was too colorful. It was missing something. If our love story were painted, it'd be oversaturated. We never play fought. He never messed with my hair because he didn't want to mess it up. He never shoved me and said, "I'm just playing, baby," and hugged me. He never stole my phone and said he didn't, then hid it, and then eventually fessed up. He never lied to me, which is good, but he never joked with me, never roasted me, never play fought, never did anything bad and feared getting caught. If our love story were painted, it'd be oversaturated. Not too many grays from headaches he never gave me. No dark purples from nights I stay up wondering if I liked him more than he liked me, because I know that I didn't. Only bright pinks and oranges from a too good to be true, it's me, not you love story. It was always high energy. There were no chill blues at all. It always felt like he was trying so hard. No natural greens between him and me. It always felt like I wasn't trying hard enough. He was the perfect boyfriend, but he wasn't perfect for me. All vibrant yellows and pinks is not the only thing I want on my canvas sheet. Although it's sweet and what initially swept me off of my feet, I want something genuine. Something with navy blues in it, something with dark purples in it, something with gray, something with black in it. If our love story were painted, it'd be oversaturated. Because it would truly lack all the things that make real love real.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, it goes down in the Rocktown. It's great in the A-State. We are the Righteous community, and we are here just for you. Now, the Righteous was started in 2000 by Stacey James McAdoo. That's right, the Forever 2019 Arkansas Teacher of the Year. And yours truly, Ron Mack, co-founder of the Righteous. And currently, we are a youth creative collective. If you're a youth and you're creative, you need to collectivize with us. We've had poets, rappers, singers, dancers, musicians, actors. We've even had young comedians be a part of the Righteous community. So if you're young and you like to express yourself and you really appreciate the idea of monetizing your talent, join the Righteous community, 501-350-6646, or contact us on our social media, Facebook at Righteous and Instagram at Righteous as well, WRITEOUS. All right, ladies and gentlemen, First, I'm going to give you the People's Choice Award. It was already tallied. I would love to see what you all thought in the message of Little Rock Love on Facebook. But coming in at 43% of the votes, give it up for our People's Choice winner, Keith McGee. Yeah. And so Jim, who was the former president of the Righteous, along with Ms. Green, someone who is a supporter of the Righteous, said, you know what? We're going to contribute to that young person who wins the People's Choice. And so, Keith McGee, you have won, by being the People's Choice, $50. All right. So now for our winners. This is it in reverse order. In fourth place, with a score of 32.9, please give it up for Keith McGee. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in third place, with a score of 31.3, Layla Harding. Oh, okay. In second place, with a score of 36.2. Oh man, my phone went dead. I'm just playing. Jay Starkey, our winner is Victory Jackson with the first place, 36.7 points by the judges. That has been Go In Poet 2021.